Hi from New Orleans. I'm Julie Haferkamp, SVP of Sales with Spiro, and we're here with Lauren. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Lauren Campbell. Thrilled to be in New Orleans and talk about FireflyRecovery, an athletic recovery device, and how we help athletes feel better.
Lauren, we've gotten to know each other just a little bit, but I'm so excited for the backstage kind of question of like, now to get to the heart of it, that you've had this product that is booming and it's used by so many teams, so many sports. Can you just talk about why you think people are so attracted to the product?
Absolutely. I think it's a really important time right now in athletes talking about recovery. So first of all, there's that sort of big trend that recovery is front and center. Athletes know that in order to get that just little extra 1%, they need to focus on their recovery. So that everyone knows. But the question is, how do I add one more thing into my exceptionally busy day? How do I find more time? And here we come along with something that works better than what they've already been doing and also makes their life better in the sense that they can do it without disrupting their life, without having to pull away time to focus on recovery because it's portable, it's wearable. And so I think that's where we're getting just this authentic love for the product that's helping propel our message.
Yeah. So you had talked about even, for those that don't know, in the show Receiver, there was an authentic message that George Kittle may have shared. If you just want to elaborate on that, of how you didn't even know that he was speaking of it and his effusive love for it, but it happened.
Yeah, so that was a really great moment. The show Receiver, which is amazing, aired, and the great thing about streaming is you don't really know when people are going to watch, right? So in the old world, you would say, okay, we're in episode 5, people are going to mostly watch it on this day, maybe they tape it. Now in the world of streaming, Receiver dropped. First day, people went all the way through and apparently got to episode 5, where George Kittle is wearing our product, talking about how he loves it, how it impacts his recovery, especially during travel and on the road and all the demands. And we got a call from someone who saw that moment, and then we saw just the spike in site traffic, the orders starting to come through. It was just an incredibly exciting moment. And we've had other ones like that where Travis Hunter was being interviewed by ESPN talking about how is he able to play offense and defense and the incredible demands there. And obviously his focus on recovery is part of that. And so he goes, yeah, I'm focused on recovery. I wear these, and they pan down, and in his interview, he's wearing Firefly. So those are the moments where what we're hoping to do is build this authentic love with the belief that if they love our product, they will take it with them and it will show up in unexpected places. And that's how we can continue to build this authentic word of mouth, because we all know that ultimately word of mouth is more valuable. So if you can build that, and continue to just leverage that and expand that, that's ultimately going to help us, grow into a larger brand.
Absolutely. And word of mouth is like gold. And you've had some gold medal winning partners here recently. So is it true you have to be a gold medal winner to join your team? Or is that just what Firefly Recovery happens when you join the team?
Right. It's the unexpected. It's the unexpected result is that, no, I mean, we actually, our FDA approval is around improving muscle performance. So we do actually believe we help athletes improve muscle performance and speed up their recovery, which then allows them to train harder, to feel better. I mean, all the things that athletes are seeking. So that is clearly something that we can offer to athletes. And we had the fortune this summer to partner with one couple, Hunter and Tara Davis Woodhall. They're amazing. The side story is one of our partners had known Tara since she was a young kid and would ask her, what do you see? What's your future? And she would say, I'm going to the Olympics. And then to full circle end up, we went to a meeting. We surprised her. She didn't know he was coming. And we went to the meeting with their agent to discuss getting involved with the brand. And she screamed, just to bring that full circle around that connection. So for them, I think they were super excited to be able to speak about something that helps them be better athletes that they fully believe in. Obviously, all athletes and are looking for that blend of, they always want to believe in it, but sometimes it's not something that impacts them maybe directly.
Yep.
Right. And so if this is like at a personal level, making their day-to-day easier, that's where I think we get so much love for the product.
And what I've personally been so inspired by is how close you stay to the product. So, just making sure that, can you expand a little bit about, how you stay in, your weekly sessions with athletes so you are close to that feedback, the good, the bad, and really the great.
Absolutely. So when we started our NIL program, which that in the beginning was just collegiate athletes, it's now expanded to high school athletes and professional athletes and influencers. I would hold initially a one-on-one call with every single person,
Oh my gosh.
which was really not an effective use of my time. So ultimately we scaled to where we are now, where I have a few sessions per week. They're group sessions, but I go around and I hear every athlete's experience, whether they've used the product, how they're using it, how they've heard about the product, and it's fast, but it gives me feedback. I'm constantly able to see sort of what's impacting these athletes. What do they know about our product? What do they not know? And what do we need to do a better job of advertising to give them the most benefit from using our product, right?
Yep.
Ultimately, we want to empower and educate.
Yep.
And so I need to know like what themes are coming through and where are we falling short.
Yep.
And if I can continue to stay, because it is a growing brand, it's like constantly evolving in a good way.
Yep.
So that's where I think it's like, okay, we've nailed travel. And that, I think we spoke about that, enabled us to launch a complete travel side just for everyday travelers. Like you don't need to be an athlete to want to travel more comfortably. And so that was sort of an unexpected turn of events where we weren't really as focused there. And we ultimately have been able to just take that insight, expand it further. And, that's ultimately going to be a huge growth driver.
Yeah. Well, and I think what's so exciting about that is, you speak of travel and growing out, somebody going to new destinations. You guys had some big news this week. You're going to and are in new destination.
Yes. So we just launched in Canada, if you're in Canada. So go Canada. We're excited. And we are in the process of getting ready to also be able to sell directly in the UK. In the UK, we've had a distributor, but we haven't really been able to sell directly. And so evolving to where we are representing that process is just going to be, I think, the best experience for the consumer and for our brand to, again, keep that close contact, understand what they're searching for, how we can do a better job in serving our athletes and consumers.
I'm married to a Canadian, so they appreciate it, I'm sure. No, but it is, and I think, whether from moving from B2B into D2C, and now even your segments, which you're seeing such great reaction from, it's just so many people can benefit it from, the product. The rest of the 2025 landscape is really exciting too. So what are you most excited about? What keeps you excited about this brand?
Wow. So, we have I think the blessing and the curse of working on a product that can help essentially everyone feel better is figuring out places to focus.
Yep.
And that is what I'm excited about in 2025 is we have some very fun partnerships that just keep emerging. I think as I mentioned on the panel, we are right now working with a large number of rookies, so hopefully soon to be rookies in the NFL that are all training right now. They come into their training a little bit beat up from a long season in their last college year. And they're about to go on this, to the combine where this is their chance to shine, to really be able to determine what team they end up on. And we're doing a large number of partnerships to support these athletes in this really critical time. Getting ready for this huge day. So we're going to have athletes wearing the product to the combine, wearing the product at the combine. And I think it's going to really raise the visibility of our product in that critical moment to be able to rely and trust on Firefly at that time is going to be huge.
Absolutely. Before, during, and after. Firefly,
absolutely.
All the lights, all that. With all that, I'm going to pivot for just a second because I think your personal background is of such interest to me. And I think maybe not just as a new mom, but how you've championed and grown your career, from, school into professional career, time at Nestle. and some of the work that you've done to champion, new moms and their career journey and staying in the workforce to make it work for them. Could you expand upon that a little bit? Because I think, I know it was of extreme interest to me.
Sure, absolutely. So I'll try to give a condensed version of that because we had a longer chat. But when I came, I interned at Nestle. I loved the company, the people are incredible. I was super excited about the opportunity to return to Nestle full time after finishing at Booth, and we had that connection as well. And I was there about a year, and I got pregnant, and I really wanted to figure out a way to have a more flexible work schedule to figure out that more balance. This was before work from home and all of those things. My son that is right now 24, so this was a bit ago, and I asked about coming up with some type of flexible hours, et cetera. And at that time, there just wasn't that ability to have a flexible schedule. So ultimately, I found someone who was due right the week after me. We put together a job share proposal, which was the first ever for Nestle. And to their credit, they said, we're open to trying this. Let's give it a try. There's a huge number of people that, have asked about this, and we need to figure this out at some point. So kudos to them. We presented to 3 different divisions. 2 divisions said they would be open to it. We came back, and we were the very first flexible marketing, associates in the company. And ultimately, I then converted to becoming a contractor for a variety of reasons, but that opened the door to contract work for it. Ultimately ended up being mostly moms, new moms that were coming back, but weren't able to necessarily commit to a full 40, 50, 60-hour schedule. And so having the ability to have a bit more ownership and control is something that, over all the things that I hope I accomplished there, is still, I think, has some lasting impact.
Well, it does for sure. And I think that, we talked about, working with Nestle, and I've, as on the agency side, we do too, love them and love the chance that you put forth a proposal that best fit your needs and ultimately worked out for the company as well. And everybody wins from that situation.
Absolutely. I think it's finding in any part of business those win-wins, right? You can sometimes find the one-way win, but those are generally so short-sighted because in the end, it doesn't lead to bigger opportunities. And when we're looking at building relationships, storytelling, all that authenticity, you have to find those win-wins, whatever those are. And so if you can find that employee, to the employer, whether that's partnerships, whether, how we work with our athletes, I think just all of it comes back to that truth of finding the win-wins.
Well, it looks like 2025 is going to be an awesome year, and hopefully there's many more win-wins ahead. So thanks for taking time today.
Oh my gosh, this
just
was
wishing
so much
I know,
fun.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Brand Innovators.
Thank you.